Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Today we're chatting about a new right back that Kaizer Chiefs is set to sign. He plays his football in Portugal, and this also brings up a discussion. Terra Maliwa, our scout, is bringing in a new strategy, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Before we get into that, please like, comment, and subscribe. One other thing that we're going to be chatting about today is also the news about Ranga that we have to break down. But let's get into it. So Chiefs is signing a right back. His name is Mhleli Mabuza. He plays his football in Portugal. He plays in the 4th division in Portugal, so not good. I've watched his videos, so you guys will ask me your opinions, what I think about him. Do I know him? I've seen Prince Sobeyeni, the guy who tracks South African players playing overseas. I've seen him now and then mention the player, but I can't really rate him. He actually won player. He was selected as one of the players of the season in Portugal in the 4th tier. But because it's the 4th tier, how can we really value the 4th tier in the PSL until we really see the player? So I have to watch the player play before I really judge him. But in terms of the highlights, the difficulty when watching YouTube highlights, especially with a player playing in the 4th tier, is that they don't give enough highlights of the actual player's game, because what they do is that they were giving you more highlights of him in attacking positions, because he's a tall player, he's a tall right back. He has pace, he looks like a strong boy. So that's the things that I've seen about him. He's tall, strong, has pace. And he has a good pass. He knows how to pass the ball. He knows how to locate strikers. He knows how to cross the ball. Those are the things I saw. But because they don't really highlight his defensive abilities, how can I grade him? Because that's what we're signing him for. Like, he needs to be able to be a defender before we can talk about him being an attacker. So I can't really talk about his defending, because in those videos you don't really get much defending. But he was voted one of the players of the season in that voted like in the best 11 of that league. He was in the best 11 of that league. So it counts for something, but it's 4th tier Portugal football, so it's not even 2nd tier, etc. So it's a bit difficult to see what that really means in South African football. But yeah, what that has brought up is the new strategy that Terra is following. So because we know that in South Africa, the best players in South Africa, they tend to want to cost around 10 million upwards. So some of the best players like Sundowns has been buying some of the best players in the PSL for like 20 million and all of these things, like ridiculous amounts, So because of those kind of things, Chiefs has had to be smart about how they get players who are really going to contribute, like how they found Ulilepo, how they found Utaboqele, how they found Miguel. They have to be strategic. But the most difficult part about this is that we only have 5 foreign spots. Because we have only 5 foreign spots, when you're doing your signings, you also have to be smart about it. And when I say smart about it, I mean you also have to look at the South African players playing abroad. Because if you can convince these guys to come to South Africa and start playing in South Africa with decent contracts in South Africa, and you can see that their careers are not really progressing that side, there's incentive to bring them. Similar to what they did with Tashrik Matthews and stuff like that, and Taboqele example. So what are the options that are out there that we are aware of that Chiefs can actually bring in, who are South African players who can actually do well? There's Luther Singh. Luther Singh is out there in, I believe, Cyprus, and he's doing well. I think he's contributed almost I think he has like 16 assists or something like that, something crazy numbers like that. He has about 16 assists. We know what he can do. Signing him will be difficult because he was in South Africa as a free agent. I don't think Chiefs spoke to him, not that I'm aware of. No team was really trying to sign him, and the boy is more interested in playing overseas. The one thing that is being said, right, I don't know if this is true or not, but it is being said, is that Thabo Cele is friends with a lot of these overseas-based players. And because he's friends with a lot of these overseas-based players, he can actually have a word with them and convince them to come to South Africa. And that involves the Luther Singhs, that involves the Pepelo Sithole, Uyaya Sithole, that it involves those players. So another players maybe I will mention is Pepelo Sithole. We all know that. Some people like Luke Leroux. Luke Leroux is not my favorite. It's not even a player I think about. There's Liam Jordan. If you remember the striker who used to play for Bidvest, he's still around. He's still in those ages, Zabo Luther Singh. So he's also around. Just I don't know how well he's doing, and he looks like the type of player who is content with his life overseas. So I don't think he will even come back to live in South Africa one day. That's just what it looks like. Then there's Mihleli Mayambela, but he plays. The way he's playing, chances are he may move to a better European league rather than a better South African league. The only way you can convince him to come to South Africa is money. Like, you have to put your money where your mouth is. So that's Mihleli Mayambela. Then there's players like Ushinga. He's a left back. He's actually doing well. I think he's progressing. He's one of the better ones in Portugal. I think he plays in the second division, if I'm not mistaken. But he's shown good progress as well. These are the players. There's also Ulebogang Phiri, plays in France. If I'm not mistaken, I think he still plays in France. He plays in France. There's still he's a defensive midfielder or center mid. He has really held his own in France. So these are the players that are out there that we can still pull in and get something out of them. Most of the other players we have overseas are the youngsters, so they are around like 16, 15 to 17. So it depends how much those players still feel that they have futures in Europe. So it's difficult to convince them. Maybe you can convince one, but it has to make sense, because bringing a youngster and failing in South Africa can really hurt their career. So that's one of the other things. So that's what's happening. I think the way he's going about it is very smart. Let's bring back these South African players who are playing in better leagues, who are more technically better, who are competing better, etc. Players in the PSL that I want Chiefs to sign. Mayambela has Mahlambi has a young brother. He plays for TS Galaxy. I think Chiefs should invest in that boy. I think that Chiefs should sign that boy from TS Galaxy and leave him in our DDC maybe for one more season, just to cook him a bit. But I think that boy is 1 season away from PSL football, and sign him now. Don't waste time. Sign him now. The pace on that boy is just ridiculous. Like the way he runs with the ball, he controls the ball. It's almost similar to his brother. But yeah, so maybe he's just lacking in terms of finishing, that finishing touch. Those are where he's missing, but there's something there. So that's what I just wanted to talk about. And another update is Ranga. Ranga, apparently Chiefs is not renewing his contract, so that's a good thing, because he really hasn't offered as much. The sad part is that Ranga is a South African player, so having him in the squad is easier because he's a South African, but you can't really have strikers who are not really striking, So right now Duba is the only striker Duba and Dupree are the only strikers who you can really say something about them, give them who you can confidently say these ones can stay, even though a lot of people are starting to feel they're done with Dupree. But in terms of Morris and Ranga, there's honestly no reason for us to have those two. Morris even was a waste of a signing. This guy now has 2 more years with Chiefs. Getting rid of him is going to be so difficult. Will he surprise us next season? Maybe if they keep him for 1 more season. But if this is my opinion. My opinion is that it's going to be difficult for Chiefs to manage the squad that they want to manage. If we need to sign 2 more strikers, then we have to at least release 2 strikers. Because one, if we're going to add 2 more strikers, lethal strikers to our team, the difficult part is that we're going to have too many players just sitting in the squad doing nothing. So we have to release strikers because number one, we have to be realistic. It's going to be Duba, it's going to be Ashley Dupree. It's going to be Naledi Hlongwane, who deserves to be promoted now. He's ready now to be promoted. That's 3 strikers already. Then you have to try add 2 proper quality strikers, or at the very least 1 proper quality strike. Then you'll be left with Ranga and Morris. Do you see that if you're still keeping one, let's just say Morris, if you're still keeping Morris, you're going to have close to 5 strikers. And some of them won't even be worth even staying in your team. So, yeah, Chiefs needs to make proper decisions this off-season, even if it means releasing someone you just signed or finding a way to do a swap deal for him and whatever. I don't know. Like at this point, I would even do a swap deal with TS Galaxy to get that boy from, what's his name? That striker from TS Galaxy. I don't know his name, but he's the white guy from TS Galaxy. I would get that boy, give them Tashrik Morris. It's fine. You earn money. We'll see what we do after that. So that's what I think. You guys tell me what you think. It's going to be an interesting preseason for us, especially in terms of players. And one thing Tera Malewa confirmed is that in terms of the Chan tournament, he's going to be there. He's going to be scouting players in the Chan tournament. So Kaizer Chiefs fans must know that he's not going to be sitting at home. He's going to be scouting in the Chan tournament. So if they see a player that's interesting there, then Chiefs may sign him. So that's what we think. Amakhosi.